Hi, I'm Paula Thomas, and I thought it would be fun for me to read a chapter out of my book, Potluck, Little Stories from a Big Table. It's a collection of hilarious and heartwarming stories, and I think it might be one you'd enjoy. Lisa Anderson and our daughter Natalie were very best friends. They were freshmen at my old alma mater, Huntington Beach High School. At the time, we were living in Huntington Harbor. It's a nice neighborhood where everybody owned boats. Our house was small compared to the other homes, but since we lived on the water, it was heaven on earth, or heaven at least adjacent to the water. Across the main highway, across Pacific Coast Highway, there was a nice little market. It was kind of high end, so I didn't buy a lot of groceries there, but because it was close, I would head over and, get milk or bread or something just before dinner. Lisa and Natalie had a crush on the guy that worked there. He was the box boy and cashier. His name, well, I don't know what his real name was. I nicknamed him Cutie Pie because he was really cute. Anyways, one day I overheard Natalie and Lisa in her bedroom, and they were hatching a plan to make contact with Cutie Pie. And what their ploy was, they were going to go over and pretend that they needed some ingredients to make chocolate chip cookies. So they came out into the living room where I was, and they were all dolled up. And Natalie came up and she said, "Mom, would you take us to the market? Because we'd like to, see Cutie Pie." And I said, "Sure, I'll be glad to." She said, "But Mom, don't say anything when you're there, okay? Just keep quiet and don't embarrass us." I said, "I won't say anything. I'll be as quiet as a mouse." "No, I'm not kidding, Mom. Don't say anything, and for goodness sakes, don't sing. You know how I hate it when you sing. You're embarrassing when you sing." "I got it, Natalie. I promise I'll stand there like a stooge. I won't say a word." "Okay," she said. The girls were both adorable. And Lisa was really short. She was under 5 feet tall. And they were all dressed up. But, typical teens, they spent most of their days practicing putting on makeup and doing their hair and dressing, that kind of thing. So they were all dolled up when we left for the store. When we got to the store, they immediately saw Cutie Pie. And they started grabbing each other and saying, "There he is, there he is." And Natalie said to Lisa, "Go up there now, go up there and say something to him. Get his attention, go ask him a question. Ask him about one of the ingredients we need for the cookies." So Cutie Pie was just standing there putting things on the shelf. So up goes Lisa to talk to him at Natalie's urging. Now you have to understand, Lisa was under 5 feet tall. And Cutie Pie was tall, and he was on a stool, putting things on the shelf. So when she went up to talk to him, since he was on the shelf and since she was so short, her face came right to below his belt buckle. So she looks up there and she wants to say something. So she says, "Can I see your nuts?" I said, "Oh, that was really cool, girls. Really smooth." So poor Cutie Pie, he said, "What?" Very confused. What do you want?" So I kind of recovered myself and I said, "The girls are trying to make chocolate chip cookies and they were asking," Lisa was asking, "where are your walnuts?" He goes, "Oh, okay." So the girls were absolutely horrified. They ran around the side of the counter and I didn't see them for a few minutes. So I went about my task of collecting what I needed to make dinner. And I went up to check out. And about that time, Cutie Pie went out and he was working at the checkout stand. And so when I got up to the checkout stand, he was adding the things up. And all of a sudden, he looks across the counter at me and he says, I know who you are." I said, "You do?" "Yeah, I know who you are." I said, "Well, what do you mean?" And he says, You're Rags the rabbit." And I said, "Oh, yes, I guess I am. I am Rags the rabbit." When our children were small, my sisters and I used to put on plays at the school for the kids. And we dressed in bunny suits, and we were these characters. I was Rags, and my sister Alice was Peaches. And we told stories that my sister Sharon had written. They were delightful little stories, and they always had a serious a lesson for the kids to learn, and children really loved them. And about that time, Cutie Pie says, those stories, they really meant the world to us. He said, your stories and your you're coming. He said, we look so forward to them. He said, honestly, it made school fun. He said, you were great. He said, I'll never forget you, Rags. I almost cried. I was so touched. And with that, he reaches across the counter and gives me a big hug. Okay, the minute that happened, Natalie, my daughter, comes running up beside me, throws her arm around my waist, and proudly says, that's my mom. I know, life can change in a minute. 1 minute you are a total embarrassment to your children, and the next minute you're a hero. I hope you enjoy Cutie Pie, and I hope you'll visit my website, paulathomaspotluck.com, and I have lots of other stories there, and I hope you'll give my book, Potluck, Little Stories from a Big Table, a read. It's available on Amazon, and it has 5-star reviews. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope you'll visit me again. Bye-bye.